Hi guys, you're watching The Logical Indian. I'm Shweta Kothari. It's the day 19th of the 21-day lockdown period due to COVID-19 spread in India. And the lockdown, remember, if no date is announced, no extension is announced, will be ending on 14th of April. However, there is a chance and a great possibility that the lockdown is going to be extended, as was indicated by various chief ministers who attended a meeting with the Prime Minister just yesterday. Now, to give you the latest updates on COVID-19, India has currently crossed the 8,400 mark. We are hovering at around 8,447 mark. After Maharashtra and Delhi, Tamil Nadu has become the third state in India to cross 1,000 positive cases of coronavirus in last 24 hours. There were about 909 cases reported and 34 deaths due to COVID-19 reported in last 24 hours since we spoke to you yesterday. Just to give you an idea of where India stands and what states are doing as far as prevention of COVID-19 is concerned, and all the news that's coming to light in the light of the novel coronavirus. Let me first start by telling you that the Prime Minister, group of ministers and various other cabinet ministers are going to resume working from their ministries tomorrow, just a day before the lockdown ends, to prepare an exit strategy when the lockdown ends. So before there's an announcement, we cannot assume that the lockdown is going to be extended. Remember, just two states, the state of Maharashtra and West Bengal, have announced that the lockdown in their respective states are going to be extended till April 30th. There's not been a nationwide announcement just as yet, and all the ministers are going to resume working from their various ministries in Delhi to chalk out a plan as and when this lockdown ends. Also moving on, the Union Health Ministry said something very interesting yesterday, and it said that if the lockdown was not in place and if only India had followed all the containment measures without a lockdown, the current number of positive cases as of April 15th would have been 8.2 lakh. We are currently at about 8,447, and if it hadn't gone into a lockdown, the current cases would have been approximately at 8.2 lakh, basically indicating the importance of the lockdown and how lockdown helped India. That, of course, is the Union Health Ministry and the officials from the ministry who said that in a statement. Moving to the national capital, about 43 places have been declared as containment zones in the national capital. This include your E-block of Abu Fazal Enclave, E-block east of Kailash, and then Bengali Colony, Mahavir Enclave, among others. So there are a total of 43 containment zones in New Delhi as of today. They have been marked into various categories: the red zone, the orange zone, depending on what is the status and the number of patients who are testing positive from these places. Containment zones are already declared as red zones, while your orange zones are other areas that are reporting a few number of positive cases, if not very high. In a good news that is coming from down south, the state of Andhra Pradesh has decided to distribute about 16 crore face masks to to people living in Andhra. Now, that's one of a kind initiative. No state has done that. Of course, that goes a long way in ensuring that every person gets a face mask. Those who cannot afford to either get one, buy one, or make one at their homes. Now, taking away from the order that was passed by the Supreme Court as far as the condition of migrant workers is concerned. Remember, migrant workers, when the lockdown was announced, migrant workers started moving to their respective places, after which the court jumped into action. And the government also asked the states to ensure that the borders are sealed off and migrant workers stay put wherever they are given place. And Supreme Court laid guidelines on how to deal with migrant workers. Now, the central government has written to various states and union territories to ensure that migrant workers who are currently lodged in various shelter homes get all the basic necessities. They get food, they get water, they get mobile and internet connection, and they get shelter. It is the duty and responsibility of each and every state and union territory to provide migrant workers with all essential commodities and all essential services that they need during the lockdown period. Moving on to testing now, and testing remains one of the prerogatives of the government. In the last 5 days, the average number of samples that have been tested in India are close to 15,000 per day, and the average number of samples that have tested positive out of the total samples that have been tested is approximately 584. That according to ICMR, which is the nodal body looking into testing in India. Now, Health Ministry has also announced that 20,000 railway coaches will now be converted into dedicated COVID-19 wards, and this in case of emergency, in case the number rises. That, of course, an announcement made by Health Ministry today. Now, as far as supply of food is concerned, and that remains a concern, the Union Minister today, Union Minister Ram Vilas Paswan, said that India has enough supply for PDS to continue to over 81 crore beneficiary for the next 9 months. So we have enough grains in our godowns, and the public distribution system will not be hampered, it will not be impacted, and it is likely to continue for the next at least 9 months. That according to Union Minister Ram Vilas Paswan is clarified that all 81 crore beneficiaries in India are going to get the basic necessity, basic food supply for the next 9 months without any disruption. Now, Dharavi, our constant focus, of course, on Asia's largest slum in Mumbai. Dharavi recorded 15 new COVID cases in the matter of last 24 hours. The total tally now stands at 43. That, of course, is all the news that is coming in from various states in India. Moving to the positive news, and because there's a lot of positive news that's now coming to light. And so I'll tell you the first one, and that of course is not coming from India, it's coming from the UK. Boris Johnson, the UK Prime Minister, has been discharged from the hospital. Remember, he was showing symptoms and signs, and his condition deteriorated. He was admitted in South London. He's been successfully not cured, but he's not very serious anymore, and therefore he has been discharged from the hospital. That, of course, is a statement that's coming from the Downing Street office of the UK Prime Minister. In Goa, the total cases in Goa are currently at 7, out of which 5 people have recovered. Remember, there's no death reported in Goa, so that's a big relief coming in from Goa. Out of the 7 positive cases, 5 people have successfully recovered, and there's not a single death that Goa has reported so far. Now, Bhilwara has been at the center of news for a while now, and 9 patients were discharged from the Bhilwara city in Rajasthan. There were, of course, 24 cases in the city, of which 20 people have been cured. So 20 people have been cured out of the 24 positive cases of coronavirus in Bhilwara. The first COVID-19 positive case in Manipur has been successfully cured. The patient has been discharged from the hospital. The patient, who's a woman, has completely recovered from COVID-19. That, of course, is news coming from Manipur right now. And in Tamil Nadu, a coronavirus positive woman, pregnant woman, has given birth to a healthy baby who's not showing any signs and symptoms of coronavirus. Of course, a great news for all those people who are pregnant right now, all those women who are expecting. This is a landmark sort of incident, and this also gives a lot of hope to a lot of pregnant women out there, that a woman here in Tamil Nadu has given birth to a healthy baby who's not positive for any symptoms of coronavirus. And finally, this of course was the last piece of news from Tamil Nadu. We are going to keep bringing you all the updates as and when we can. A lot of good news also coming to light. Along with, of course, all the updates that are now coming to light. The total number of cases, let me reiterate before I leave you to it, are approximately 8,400 at the moment in India, with 900 positive cases reported in just last 24 hours. Testing, we do not really have, there's a question with respect to testing, and let me quickly address that question. Remember, we don't just have the rapid testing kits. They have not been delivered. India had already placed an order for 500,000 rapid testing kits. India hasn't received them yet, and as and when India receives them, there is a possibility that all the containment zone and each and every person who's showing signs and symptoms in the containment zones will be tested for coronavirus. So India is not just testing enough, and that continues to be the case in absence of enough rapid testing kits and a very strict protocol for testing. The protocol is one of the harshest in India as opposed to many other countries, and therefore India is not testing enough. As far as your questions with respect to lockdown is concerned, Niladri writing to me right now, there are lockdown is nationwide, it's needed in this situation. Is there anything for the survival of middle class families? Some of us in private sector and our jobs are not secure now. And Niladri, let me tell you that all the employers in private sector are expected to pay their employees, and that is a sort of a diktat by the government. You should not be losing your job even if the lockdown continues. Work from home scenario, is currently a viable option for a lot of people, including us, and that is what we continue to do. And the government has in fact put out an advisory of sorts for the private sector companies not to let go of their employees even if the lockdown is extended from here on. There is no news on whether the lockdown will be extended or not. Only two states, which is the state of West Bengal and Maharashtra, have declared that the lockdown is going to be extended till April 30. We'll of course have to wait and watch out for tomorrow. There could be an announcement from the central government on the lockdown by tomorrow. Thanks very much for watching, each of you. Stay logical and stay safe while you're at home. Make sure that you break the chain, stay indoors, and ensure social distancing. Thanks for watching.